They're literally on their way to death. They're on their way to death.
They have no idea.
They're on their way to die. They don't even know that death is coming to them.
And it's written.
They're literally on their own. They're going to death.
So there's an update in the car crash that left Anthony Joshua, the boxer, and his driver injured, and unfortunately claimed the lives of his two friends. The local authorities have announced that the driver is facing several charges, all related to reckless driving, and one charge that includes driving without a valid license.
And they ran into that vehicle, which was definitely because of the overspeeding. I didn't been doing no overspeeding, probably that won't have been that far.
Apparently, the rumor mill is saying that the crash might have been a calculated hit on Anthony's life, and some people even claim there's evidence to back it up. Wild, right? And the twist everyone's talking about, Anthony reportedly switched from the front to the back seat just minutes before the impact, which has folks raising eyebrows big time. There's a lot here, so let's break it down clean and fair. The incident went down on December 29th, 2025, along the Lagos-Ibo Expressway when a Lexus SUV carrying Anthony and his friends slammed into a stationary truck parked at the roadside, a straight-up nightmare scene. Anthony came out with minor injuries and was pulled out by locals, but things were far worse for his friends, Sagami and Latif Iyo, which shook the community hard. At first, everyone thought it was just a tragic road mishap, but once investigators started digging, new details started popping up that changed the vibe fast. The driver that day, Coyote, instantly became the center of attention online, with people calling the situation sus and asking tough questions. After the crash, authorities charged him with multiple offenses, including causing death by dangerous driving, reckless and negligent driving, driving without due care and attention, and driving without a valid license. Serious allegations, no jokes. He was granted bail but still kept in custody, which only fueled more public suspicion as the case got louder in the streets and on socials. Then came a serious plot twist from the driver's lawyer. According to that statement, Anthony switched seats from the front to the back shortly before the collision, a detail that set off even more speculation.
Anthony Joshua was not supposed to make it out of that car crash. That car crash was absolutely done to end his life. That was deliberately done. But when things like that are deliberately done, there have to be other people involved, other casualties involved to make it look like an accident. That wasn't no damn accident. Now, I personally don't feel like Jake Paul had anything to do with it because I feel like this whole thing is bigger than him. It's higher than him. You know what I'm saying? But of course, that's always a possibility. He could have something to do with it. That's possible. But I personally feel like it was the elites, specifically the elites that bet on that boxing match because Anthony Joshua was also not supposed to win that boxing match. Jake Paul was. Anthony Joshua is doing a lot of things that Anthony Joshua should not be doing. So there are attacks on his life right now because he is going against the grain. Anthony Joshua is not falling in line and listening the way he is supposed to. So they are trying to kill him. They being, y'all know. Another thing, I recently ended up on CIA Talk, don't know how, but I've been watching interviews of members of the CIA telling us the things that they can tell us, right? One of the interviews that I watched, this man, I kid y'all not, this man says that the CIA has the capability of hacking your car. They have the technology to hack your car and make you drive into a tree, make you drive off the road, make you drive into the ocean, make you drive into another car, make you unalive yourself. Sit with that.
But still needs proper verification by the authorities before anyone calls it proof. Anthony reportedly swapped seats with Latif. Yeah, the same Latif whose head got severely injured during the crash. That one simple switch completely flipped the outcome of the whole thing. If that seat change hadn't happened, many believe Anthony wouldn't have made it out alive. The back of the car was barely touched, while the front looked like it had been completely crushed. It's almost unreal how that tiny decision might have saved his life.
The Boule Seeker Society is a Black Skulls and Bones organization. Why was Kobe Bryant a target? Kobe Bryant, a Luciferian project, completed what I believe one of the greatest global cover-ups in history. But we have to see this for what it is concerning the assassination of Kobe Bryant. And one name keeps popping up. And it sounds like a Hollywood conspiracy movie, but the Boules are vicious. Now you got this counterfeit like LeBron James, who has that Boule logo tattooed on his chest. LeBron James has that Boule tattooed on his chest.
What's the tattoo?
Yeah, the Boule tattoo.
Even crazier, the driver somehow survived too. And people keep saying it's a miracle he did because normally, in a wreck that bad, there wouldn't be much chance. The lawyer came forward and said, "My client has pleaded not guilty, and what happened was an accident." He added that he hadn't fully spoken to his client yet, but the driver insisted that the brakes didn't work. Straight mechanical failure, according to him. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The lawyer explained that the trip began in Lagos, and at first, Anthony sat in the front seat. But the driver told him to switch because, as he put it, Anthony's size made it hard for him to see the wing mirror properly. So, Anthony moved to the back seat, right behind the driver, while Latif took the front spot. That seat swap, that one little move, might have been the difference between life and death. And if you're wondering why anyone would want to harm Anthony in the first place, the rumors point to something big. Just a few months before the crash, he reportedly won a lawsuit against a powerful pharmaceutical company. And that victory didn't sit well with some people at all. People are now whispering that the crash wasn't random, that it was a setup to take him out. Whatever the truth is, that night was way too suspicious to ignore. And since we're already talking about Kobe Bryant, let's get into the wild claims linking him and Anthony to the same secret group. Because wow, the internet has been on fire over this one. Ever since the crash, people online have been pushing rumors that both of them were allegedly tied to a mysterious cult. And the story just keeps getting juicier by the day. It all kicked off after an old podcast interview by Bishop Larry Gators went viral, and this man was not holding back. In that episode, he dropped some shocking claims about a so-called Hollywood cult called Black Bull, which he said included a bunch of famous black athletes, celebrities, and even political figures. He didn't just talk in circles either. He actually name-dropped people. According to him, the list included LeBron James, who he claims replaced Kobe, Oprah, Bill Cosby, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, and even Martin Luther King Jr. The internet went wild after that. People were reposting, analyzing, and connecting dots like detectives on a mission. But wait, it gets even wilder. Some folks then pulled out supposed receipts, hinting at Anthony's possible ties to another secret organization, the Freemasons. Now, this group is known for having the number 33 deeply connected to its symbolism, popping up in everything they do and own. And guess what? Fans pointed out that Anthony had the number 33 showing up all over his stuff during his fight with Jake, on his gear, his promos, and even in subtle design details. Members of the Freemasons are even said to wear rings engraved with the number 33, and people online noticed that 33 million viewers tuned in to watch that fight on Netflix, which sent conspiracy threads into overdrive. Whether it's all coincidence or something deeper, one thing's for sure. These rumors have everyone talking loud. And just when everyone thought the storm had calmed down, boom! A brand new twist hit the scene, and it's got people buzzing again. Word on the streets is that Anthony's team has been trying to silence anyone digging too deep into those cult rumors. Screenshots started floating around, showing supposed DMs from anonymous insiders, warning bloggers to drop the topic. Like, what are they trying to hide? Even crazier, a few days ago, someone leaked CCTV footage that allegedly shows a black SUV following Anthony's car just minutes before the crash. People are convinced this wasn't just coincidence. It looked too clean, too precise. Some fans think it was surveillance, while others claim it was part of a full-blown setup. The debate's heating up fast, and social media detectives are going wild connecting dots that nobody even knew existed. Then came the biggest bombshell of all. An ex-bodyguard who used to work for a major boxing figure spoke out, saying that strange late-night meetings were happening weeks before the crash. He said there were people in suits talking about making sure Anthony's next move didn't happen. That single quote set the internet ablaze. People are now asking, who were these men and what were they really planning? Meanwhile, Anthony's camp is keeping things quiet. No public comments, no interviews, nothing. But fans aren't buying the silence. Between the cult whispers, the lawsuit win, and that mysterious car following them, the story's got too many layers to just brush off. Whatever's going on behind the scenes, it's clear this saga is far from over, and the truth might be way darker than anyone expected. And just when people thought they'd seen it all, another shocker dropped, and this one sent social media into pure chaos. A whistleblower who claims to have worked in Anthony's inner circle came forward with some wild info. They said strange phone calls started coming in weeks before the crash. Unknown numbers, coded messages, and people telling Anthony to stay quiet and lay low. What were they warning him about? Nobody knows for sure, but the timing has everyone's alarms going off. According to the same source, Anthony had been planning to expose something huge right before the accident, something connected to the same pharmaceutical company he beat in court. They said he had evidence stored on an encrypted drive that's now mysteriously missing. And get this, his assistant reportedly told friends that Anthony's laptop and phone were taken by investigators, but no one ever saw them again. That's way too suspicious. Then a blogger dug up footage from a private event weeks earlier, showing Anthony chatting with two men believed to be tied to that so-called Hollywood Black Bold group. Fans instantly went into overdrive, claiming this was the proof everyone had been waiting for. Still, others say it's just coincidence. But in this story, every coincidence feels like a clue. And if that wasn't enough, there's talk that a major streaming platform is already working on a documentary about the whole scandal. Producers are reportedly reaching out to anyone connected to the case, friends, witnesses, even medical staff from the crash site. People are saying this could blow everything wide open. With every new reveal, the mystery around Anthony's accident just keeps getting deeper, darker, and harder to ignore. It's like every piece of the puzzle leads to another secret waiting to explode. He reportedly got hit with a tax bill of £33 million, and this bout just so happens to be his 33rd fight. Some call it coincidence, but plenty of folks are side-eyeing that number showing up everywhere like a calling card. The pattern talk is loud, and people are connecting dots like it's a scoreboard lighting up. Back to the brake tampering claims. The driver's family stepped up, and his son hinted that officials tried to pin everything on overspeeding to cover the real cause of the crash. He said his dad has been Anthony's personal driver for 3 years straight, and if this was really about reckless speeding, Anthony wouldn't have trusted him that long, which low-key makes sense to a lot of people watching this unfold. Then the son laid it all out with a straight-up breakdown of what his dad told him. Dad is not a fast driver. He was following the speed limit, and then the brakes failed. He said he was pushing the pedal, but nothing was happening. He tried to swerve and avoid the truck parked by the side of the road, but hit it. He's been driving for Anthony for 3 years. That's a heavy claim, and it points straight at a mechanical failure. Not some wild rush down the highway. He didn't stop there either. He added more specifics about the seating switch right before the crash. He's a good driver. I know that when the journey started in Lagos, Anthony was sitting in the front by the driver, but my dad asked him to sit behind because he was blocking his view. If that's accurate, it lines up with the earlier talk about visibility, the seat swap, and how the front ended up taking the worst of the damage while the back stayed mostly clean. There's clearly a lot swirling around this case. The number 33 chatter, the brake failure angle, and the family insisting the driver followed the rules the whole time. Anthony may have survived what looks like a targeted hit, but 2 friends didn't make it. And that kind of loss hits hard, no matter what the investigation ends up proving. For a lot of people, it's starting to sound like Anthony was fighting for his life long before that crash ever happened. One person online claimed he went off the script, and they were like, "What are you doing? You ain't following the rules, so you have to get taken off the map," giving straight Hunger Games energy. That comment alone sent people into a frenzy. Then another person jumped in saying, "I think it's because he embarrassed Jake Paul. Too many powerful people had money on Anthony losing, but he flipped the whole game. He won." Now everyone's arguing about whether this accident was really just bad luck or something way deeper, something cold and planned from the start. So now here's the real question. What do you think? Was this crash truly an accident, or was someone out there trying to take Anthony off the board for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story's still getting messier by the minute. And if you're trying to catch up on all the other chaos linked to this saga, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and check out the next wild video. It's got even more shocking twists you won't believe.